Hi YouTube, Bushido here, and welcome to another video. Today I want to sit down and talk about a very interesting and hot topic that hit the news feeds, both in Reddit as well as in other places. I think people will start talking about this topic in the next couple of days, so let's sit down and talk about CCP potentially being sold. Hold up, wait a minute. Yeah, we're about to talk about for now I would say this is a speculation. There are no official posts and statements anywhere from CCP or Perlibis, but there are a few news articles going around, and people potentially talking about this. So I want to give you just a disclaimer. Everything that I'm going to be saying in this video is not fact driven. It is pure my opinion and speculations. So is probably the people that have been posting these things. So don't take anything for granted in whatever is being said here or in the comment section. We're just going to talk about this topic and how this could eventually affect our favorite space MMO called EVE Online that we have been here enjoying for the past 20 plus years. So, to give you a little bit of more context, Perlibis is a Korean gaming company, public company, right? That actually developed another big MMO called Black Desert Online. These guys have been on the market in Korea for many years. I actually used to play Black Desert Online for more than 7 years as well. An amazing MMO. Basically, this company acquired CCP, which is the developer of EVE Online, in 2019 for many $1 million. Okay. The news right now, people are saying that currently Perlibis is trying to sell or enlist, I should say probably enlist, CCP for sale. Based on this article over here that is from today, based on this article, this guy is saying that Perlibis is actually not happy with the financial situation of CCP and their financial results over the years. So basically the return on investment that they made from 2019 is not paying off. And overall, their financial situation of Perlibis is not looking great. So they're looking to cut down things that are dragging them down. Long story short, again, Perlibis is a public company. You can go to their website. You can take a look at their financials. You can take a look at their Korean stock, whatever, if you're interested in that after all. What I have to say over here about this post, is that true or not? We don't know. Has CCP been struggling financially in terms of, profit / losses? A little bit. We will take a look at this in a second. Might this be the motivation behind Perlibis, just CCP being in a bad financial state? Might that be the motivation for Perlibis to sell them? We don't know. They might have many other different reasons why they want to do it. On Reddit, a little bit earlier today, a statement of income and just general financial statement has been posted for CCP. And to be honest, in my humble opinion, things don't look that bad as they seem. Is it fixable? Of course. Really quickly, they can make so many changes that they will all of a sudden from being ISK negative to become ISK positive, Let's take a look at the situation, right? Like the speculation that they're releasing CCP on the market, are people going to buy them, yes or no? I don't want to dig into this. Let's just talk about the financial situation of EVE Online in general as a company and how this might or might not affect our future. Long story short, here in this first page, we have the gross profits from sales and everything, as well as their expenses. If we take a look for 2024, game revenue and other revenues, yada, 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 let's take a look at the gross profit. $55 million compared to $51 million the previous year, which is good stuff. Means it's going up. This is a healthy trend. That's like almost like let's round it up to 3.3 million year over year increase in revenue, which is not bad. That's good. I mean, I think that's not too bad. Now let's talk about the bad part. The bad part is this one. This section over here, and it might be not necessarily bad, but at least it's bad on paper because it says a very big negative over here. So 55 million comes in, 84 million almost goes out. From these 84 million, if we remove marketing, general and administrative expenses, and publishing, okay, these three factors over here, right? Publishing, marketing, and general expenses. These are things every company has and needs to have, especially also arguably, probably marketing expenses should be a little bit more for a big company. That's not the case right now. Let's talk about research and development, right? Research and development, this is AKA the budgets that go for developer salaries for new projects, eVanguard, probably, I'm not entirely sure about eFrontier because I've heard that eFrontier has third-party investments and funding. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm not an ETH partner. I have no additional information about any of these. I'm just, again, speculating and just sharing my opinion on the internet. This might be just their projects that have been over the past few years, games that are in development. This is how much it costs them. Now, can they cut this down? Obviously, they can put any project on hold. Will they do it? Probably not. More likely is they're gonna release the games that they already started because they've, invested in them a lot already. It makes no sense to just go in the middle and say, we're done. Are these new projects going to be successful? Nobody knows. Hopefully, we can see that they do have a big expense in research and development. This is also a very wide categorization of these expenses, right? Research, wait, what was research, bro? Like you can spend $5 million for research for what? Researching for what? Like what exactly? And we can dig into the details. I don't want to do that. I'm not a super big financial expert. I used to work in a public company. I know that a lot of companies, specifically the public companies, they do have different types of expenses. And, numbers like this are very common. You won't see many companies that will be, a revenue positive and expensive positive. You almost won't see these. Over here, you can take a look at, total equity and liabilities, how much all the assets cost, and so on and so forth. After all, it's a tech company, so tech companies do have a lot of liabilities and things they need to pay. All the yada 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 is in here in this report. If you're really interested in looking into that as a financial statement, it is posted in Reddit. I'll leave both links that I used for this video in the description below. What I do want to say, and I would like to wrap up and not just sit here and speculate even further on the topic. Let's roll back a second and let's go back to Perlabyss, to the speculation that Perlabyss is about to sell CCP. Okay, let's be real. Perlabyss probably just acquired CCP to wash off their money a few years ago because they also made a lot of money, right? So they just acquired a company, which for them is an expense. So therefore, probably they just did that to not pay the big amount of taxes they're supposed to pay in Korea. And why not buy a gaming company that has been doing well for the past 20 years? So probably, it might be a good return on investment. That's my speculation that happened like 5-6 years ago when they acquired in 2019, right? That might have been the reason. They probably never bought it because they see that, EVE Online is the best MMO out there. No, probably just did it because it was a good opportunity for them back in the days. If their financial situation right now is not that great as a public company, and they're looking for ways to cut down things that are pulling them down, like for instance, CCP could have been doing that unintentionally, right? They're looking to sell it. If they sell it for another, 200 million gazillion billion won, if they get a buyer, good for them. They're getting back cash flow in and and all this jazz. They will get, again, a bunch of money papers and headaches for CEOs and so on, right? It's just a regular day in the world of public companies. From our perspective, that might be actually a really good thing. I don't know the level of involvement on Perlabyss on CCP over the years and how much have they influenced the microtransactions part of EVE Online. But as somebody that used to play Black Desert Online for 7 years, Perlabyss had a really aggressive monetization module. Really aggressive. And I'm speculating that they had a very heavy influence on CCP over the years too. Did this influence add revenue to CCP over time? Probably. Probably. Was it a positive influence that kept players happy? Probably not. If that's the case, again, we're speculating here. If that was the case, that Pearl Abyss has influenced badly CCP in terms of monetization, them selling the company might be a good thing because CCP might regain their freedom of deciding how to chase their projects and to do monetization and so on and so forth. Most likely, CCP is not going to make any major changes to the module that is, the monetization situation that is happening right now. Because as you can see, they're still pulling in $55 million a year, which is pretty impressive. If they want to be a money positive, cash flow positive company, all they have to do is cut down some of the big expenses that they have. Whether this is going to be holding on a project that is not released yet, or just canceling a project straight away might actually save them money and make them a money positive company. Who knows? They have probably a lot of options. That's a CEO problem and financial advisement team problem, not a player-based problem. The way we can sit down and speculate and act smart, all of us, we can sit here for hours and days trying to figure out what is happening behind doors. What I can say about this topic, and this is how I'm going to wrap up this video, I don't think whatever is happening over there is going to affect us immediately. Probably if somebody else is acquiring CCP in the next few months, this might be both a good or a bad thing. Depends who is going to buy them. Depends what are the things that they're going to force on CCP. Are they going to give CCP the freedom or not to do things? Is this going to give additional funding to CCP? There's so many factors that are tied to this, so it's a little bit difficult to speculate. What I should tell you guys is don't worry right now about our favorite game, which is EVE Online, in its current state, at least for the next few months, until we don't get more news what is going to happen with the company itself. I don't think anything major is going to happen, even if somebody else acquires CCP in general as a game, we should not expect any major changes in the next few months, maybe a year or two. We should not. Everybody calm down. Let's go and play our video game, and we can sit here and hope the best for CCP, because I really wish that whatever happens, if anything happens, they get the best deal, the best situation, it will just go up. Hopefully that's going to be the case. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this topic. Are you concerned about CCP potentially being acquired by somebody else, not Pearl Abyss? What do you think on this topic? Let's just talk. Let's be just human beings in the comment section. Let's talk and just have a conversation. No need to hate on anybody. Not on Pearl Abyss, not on CCP. Those are just regular companies. People working in these companies, going to a day-to-day job, doing their thing. Just don't be negative, folks. Let's just talk about like grown people. Yeah, like and subscribe.